Welcome or welcome back to my channel, Dropping in Alchemy. My name is Starr. Today I'm going to cleanse the space with some Nag Champa incense. Hello everyone. I didn't expect to show my face today, but something said that I really needed to, so here I am. I'm going to also enter into the space with a little bit of sound. So interesting. I'm always so aware of how the sound comes out for this. So something being silent. I keep hearing be silent, be still, which is from what's the movie called? Oh, She's All That. That is an absolute throwback, so that might be important for someone. She's All That. Interesting. And the Six of Wands has just flipped out, so perhaps some of you are in conflicting energy right now about showing out, putting out, and being yourself and being witnessed in this and what this means for you. Yeah, I'm jumping right in, everyone. This is so interesting. We've also got the Knight of Wands, we've got the Lovers, and also the Knight of Cups. There is something right now that is very much connecting to sacral energy, which is what I'm getting from these orange cards here, but also love and romance. What is going on for you in this sector right now? Perhaps this is something to be witnessing. To be understanding. Yeah, and I'm hearing don't get in your head about this. Don't get in your head about where you are right now and what you're feeling. And we do have Mercury retrograde affecting all of us at this time. There are some intense planetary alignments right now that is, I'm hearing, getting the better of some of us. So that's okay, but just be aware of what might be in your energy and why at this time. Yeah, who's in your ear? Who's telling you what to do? Because it should be yourself. And you know, if you're in this Nine of Swords energy, that's okay. But I'm hearing this is just going to be a purge phase. And by the next full moon, you're going to be in alignment for something that you've been waiting for. And I keep hearing the Lady in Red. So there's a confirmation. Perhaps you've been the Lady in Red for some time. I'm hearing the Scarlet Woman as well. And you take what resonates. But there is something about the tears that have fallen not being for no reason. And now you're coming into a space of being able to balance out the energies that once felt very unbalanced. Yeah, the Five of Swords. Something that was a headache is now come into balance, and I think it's because you've had the strength to really truly tune into your emotions and release yourself. And this isn't going to be for everyone here, but also I'm hearing that some are watching here that are on the opposite end of the spectrum. You're spying on someone else and you're receiving information that you don't want to hear, because this person is healed, this person is healing, they have healed, and they are now very decisive of who they have in their energy. And you know, if you're the person that's done this, you know, congratulations, because I'm hearing you just unlocked all of the keys to the spaces that you knew that your soul wanted to access. And you did something very, very powerful, and you could just continue to grow. You continue to grow even though it looked like you had nothing. You kept sowing seeds that you weren't sure if they were going to sprout. And I'm hearing now they're about to sprout. And I've just had this crow stick out to me here. And crows have been a signifier for the past week. I mean, birds always speak to me, but there was something very important about crows. I'm being drawn to cashew nuts because I watched a video about a lady that stuffs cashew nuts in her hood. And now she's made friends with the crows of the neighborhood, so perhaps there's something in there. Yeah, your connection to this divine world is strengthening at this time. Everyone that is listening to this, that is here for themselves. And it's interesting that I've got this message about cross watchers. Yeah, I don't want to say you have no space here, because it's always growth, it's always learning, but there's something about finding your own lane. Yeah, get in your own lane. That's what I keep hearing. Get in your own lane, find what's best for you, and focus on that. That's all that needs to happen at this time. And for most, you know, you've been remaining so balanced in spaces where you really could have taken a different path, but you knew somewhere deep down that you had to take the higher road, and that's exactly what you did. So now everything is coming into balance for you. I'm hearing it is going to take some work, but yeah, what you've been hoping for, and specifically if it's travel, is coming in for you. And I pulled the travel card from the deck that I'm going to use earlier. So there's something in that, listening to the divine calling and knowing that you know what's best for you, and to keep choosing wisely. The King of Cups here, and the King of Cups, you know, is in control of his emotions, but also he's listening with his heart. And I'm hearing for some of you, you've now just started to crown your heart the leading force within your life. And this is something that Spirit's been waiting for you to do for a very long time. Yeah, because it felt like too much of a broken space, so you kept ignoring it, but you found the wealth within the brokenness of the heart. And now you understand that it's always that which is going to lead you. And I'm hearing like the broken heart is a thing of the past for you, because you understand its worth now and you're not sad in victimhood. And I don't think you did this to ease ego. And I think somewhere that's bruised someone's ego, because they know they put you in a very tricky position and you've healed from it regardless. And they're like, well, damn, we didn't see that coming. But you've done it. 10 of Swords. Keep following the guidance. Like I said, the crows have been a guiding light of late. Keep following the guidance because you're receiving it. Some here, you know that you are on a very mystical, whimsical path, but for some reason you keep telling yourself that it's not an alignment for you. And I think this is shadow aspect stepping forward. Perhaps you're afraid of what it's going to bring up to you, stepping even deeper into this. And the lighter we are, the more shadow is brought to the surface, of course. So you already are aware of that. So if that's what you're afraid of, this is also showing you just how imbalanced you are, because you have an awareness of, oh, okay, this might come up for me. But I'm hearing you keep choosing the light every time. And, you know, I don't think things are as black and white as that, but sometimes they really are. And you always choose the highest, not just for yourself, but for others. And I think this is why you've been given access to spaces that others don't have access to, because you come at this with no strings attached. You've lost everything, some of you here. And that was what you knew you had to do in order to remain as balanced as you did. And it's the fact that you were willing to lose it all for your integrity, which is now why you've been given deeper access. And remember this, remember you've sacrificed a lot to be here. And, you know, I feel like that feels such a strong message, but also that can be taken the wrong way. So don't. I'm not talking about that type of sacrifice, but, you know, in terms of what you needed to do, you've done it. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles, you are on the right path. For some, you're still doubting this. No. If you did nothing, you would still be on the path. That's how deeply ingrained you are in this path. And we did a reading a couple of weeks ago that was expressing this understanding of you built the road, now you're just walking it. It doesn't matter what it looks like. And I use the analogy of the house. You built the house and now you're just decorating it, and you can get to choose. And, you know, you can change the decoration at any time. Now's the time to decorate. And for some, you know, you've been in a pause phase before you step into this Emperor energy and ready to take action, and that's okay. If you're feeling like, yeah, I need to just pause a second, trust in that, because we've got a lot going on. And I think that you're gathering people and you're gathering intel also, those that you want to take with you, because it's not just you. For many that are here, you know that you're walking a path that's going to involve other people too, and collaboration and coming together. So allow for this time. If things are niggling at you and you think, yeah, it's not right time to fully step into something, trust it, because more is going to be brought to you. Yeah, and I'm taking cards just straight off the top, and that is not something that I ever particularly do, but it's feeling in alignment. So there's something about trusting the alignment and also trusting in the options that are being made aware to you. And I'm hearing you now spot a red flag and a red herring a mile off. So there's also that. Don't sit in apathy right now, because that could be the thief of joy for you. Yeah, take the cup. Take the cup of the rainbow. And that always sounds pretty intense, but take from that what you will, but take the cup of the rainbow, because it's being given to you. It's being given to you. Something's being gifted to you. I'm being drawn to the tree here. Nature's giving you something. And this is everyone here. Go and be in nature. Go and speak with nature. Go and commune with nature, because it's doing something for you. And I've just been sitting and laying outside as much as possible now that we've had beautiful weather in the Northern Hemisphere. I've just been receiving from the ground again. And I realized that, well, because it was in winter, I hadn't realized how much I disconnected from that in certain ways that you don't have the luxury of doing, you know, when it is a bit colder. Yes, of course you can be outside, but it's not as comfortable. So I've just really been accepting, and I've been seeing lots of flicks in the clouds and in the sky of light, which has been allowing for me to see more shadow. And I think for some of you now, seeing more of the shadow in others, and you're like, okay, those spaces aren't my spaces anymore. And that's okay to say so. You are still growing and planning, and I'm hearing plotting. That's so funny. You're growing and planning, and people feel like you're plotting and scheming. That's only for some, but that truly isn't what you're doing. You're just really assessing your life. And, you know, if you're a cross watcher here, I don't think the person that you have in mind has nefarious intent towards you. Obviously take what you need to, but I think that people take your peace offensively, most of you that are here, because they know that you have a higher awareness. And they haven't come to the understanding that when you retreat, you are just retreating for own self, and you're not trying to plot and scheme on anyone else. And if you are watching this and you're not entirely sure how these spaces work, how spiritual people work, I can't speak for everyone, but I never do anything to hurt anyone purposely. That is not how I work. I don't work in darker, shadowy aspects of magic at all. Not in that space, not in that way. I've communicated with those realms to have a deeper understanding at a certain point. I've tried to be coerced into a different version of this space and versions of, you know, getting quite deep here, but I'm feeling called to share so. But I've never taken an oath to harm anyone else. I've never cast a spell to harm anyone else. That energy comes back to you, and that is what I've always believed, and that is never something that I want to do, not because of self, but I just don't believe in hurting anyone for hurt's sake. Even when people have hurt me, yes, maybe I wanted to hurt them too, but I haven't done something to harm them directly, you know. Yes, words can be harmful 1000%, but I've never cast a spell to do anything towards anyone else. That is honestly the truth. So I don't know who needed to hear that from me. Perhaps this is someone that you feel like is speaking through me, because it is my version of events, but also I feel like that was quite loaded, so perhaps that's someone speaking to someone out there as confirmation. They haven't done that. They really haven't done that. Yeah, there's something about finding the true balance of the soul that is stepping forward with judgment here. Your soul is trying to speak to you, so please do listen. Okay, these more? Yeah, the Fool. Some of you are beginning again, and that feels terrifying, but trust it, because Spirit's really opening up to you, and I can feel this and hear this fizzing of how I hear Spirit to me. So Spirit is trying to teach you and treat you well. Yeah, this is a redemption story that I'm tapping into. This is the redemption art. This is coming in for you. And, you know, we're moving into transits where the Aquarius energy is predominantly leading, taking away from the imbalanced Leo aspects here and bringing them into alignment. And yeah, I couldn't be more grateful with the Empress here. I'm an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, so I feel very, very blessed at this time for what I'm receiving. Because I've worked hard to get here too, and I know that so many are going to resonate with that. And now is the time. You've been waiting for your time, and I want to say your time is now. The magic is coming even stronger online, and you've been in the ocean, you've been in the depths, you've been remaining in balance with your light and your shadow. So don't forget this. When things come in for you that is aligned, take it and grasp it with two hands, because you deserve it. There was really something about Spirit wanting you to take what is being given to you, gifted to you right now, the Queen of Cups. People are coming in to gift you love. I'm hearing accept the love. Give that love back. When I'm hearing you already give that. The level of love that people are trying to give to you, you give this so naturally. And you're now finding soul tribe that can give you that mirrored aspect back to self. And I'm hearing it's been starting small, you know, and at a certain point you gave up on this. And this is exactly what Spirit wanted you to do. It's been the path of least resistance, also least attachment. But now you're coming into a space of being so balanced within that. So whatever comes in for you, accept it, because yeah, it's your birthright to receive. And I've got just the 3 Divine Feminine cards here with the Ace of Swords and with the 6 of Wands and also with the Queen of Cups. And I feel like that depiction here is perhaps the 3 phases that someone feels like they're in. They're either really stuck in their head, wanting to share everything that they're learning and being like, listen, there's so much that I've got to share, or you're just deep in spirit mode right now. And that's okay, because this is bringing you to the balance of love that you deserve. And I just that character kept sticking out here. It's like the feminine was hidden. So I feel like this is love options for some, and I don't inherently do love readings, but if it's here, then I'm sharing it. Yeah, you're in for a fun time, whoever's here, and you know, take what resonates wherever you are in your journey, you know. But yeah, fun is on the way. Yeah, look out for your dreams, because they are giving you more information. I think that most know that, but take some time to journal. And I haven't used these cards in a little while. And it looks like we've got the pyramid scene here. I'm seeing a cruise ship too. I'm seeing buildings from like, I want to say 18th century. Is that right? And I'm seeing like cottages, like thatched cottages. I'm also seeing Greece. I'm seeing sea squirrels. The Dead Sea Scrolls might be something for you. I'm being drawn to like massages and intimate energy and play there. That's also a confirmation for some. Oh, beautiful. Finding. Yeah, you're finding the truth to yourself in certain situations at this time. And I'm hearing not everything has been as it seems. And some of you are now recognizing that, where the shadow. Yeah, where the shadow was just reflecting back to you, or your shadow self was leading you into spaces and it wasn't your true heart, but reconciliation is coming back in certain spaces. Yeah, boundaries is going to be important. I saw a infinity symbol in an elastic band as I was walking home today, and I thought, yeah, the infinity is going to be somewhere. Sacred strong boundaries is something for some out there. And this card is making me think of another tarot reader online. I can't remember her channel, but I will find it. Lexi the Leo, I think. Yeah, I will tag her in the description. She's got really beautiful readings. Happiness, yeah, happiness right now is in nature for most that are here. And I think that you haven't been listening to this calling. Speak to the nature spirits too. And I think that I've been on a quest to bring magic back into a deeper balance for its inherent nature, and taking out the darkest aspects of shadow within magic spaces with a K, and bringing it back to nature, because this is what it was all about. And I feel like this is what I've been doing for some time without knowing just how deeply I was getting into this. Yeah, and this is what I'm very, very passionate about, is bringing magic back to its balanced state and taking it out of nefarious timelines. And this is where the true wealth is coming back specifically to divine feminine energies. We're getting back to our roots of how we used to communicate in the balanced way within the cycles, within nature. And now we can reconcile what is best for us and the boundaries of this new world. Yeah, so that beauty can step forward for us all. And I think that everyone that is here, you are tapped into this energy also. So have grace with self. Yeah, the stillness is back again. There's something about, I'm hearing what's getting your back up at this time and why. And also I'm seeing a sword. A sword and the stone has come into mind. Yeah, there's something deeper. Yeah, go deeper, I'm hearing. Oh, beautiful. I surround myself with people who really see me, and I think this is it. Everyone's been waiting to be seen. You're now in spaces where you are seen, so enjoy it. Spirit is saying magic always reveals itself when I'm willing to see it. And I think this is where some have been trying to come back into balance, needing to understand when spirit is trying to speak to you, what is your ego, what is everything else that might be coming in also. And now it feels like you're coming into a space of truly knowing. I look in the mirror and say, you are beautiful. It means the most coming from you. And I think that mirror work might be a significant healing time for some right now. This keeps coming up in certain conversations with self. I had a few people ask me if I've done mirror work, and this is about coming back to your vessel, embodying the highest version of you and accepting yourself exactly as you are, because I believe we built our vessel to go through the struggles that it did, to look exactly as it does. So be grateful for the vessel that you have. And I've had such a deep journey with that. You know, I dealt with a lot of EDs and dysmorphia from a very, very young age, and I'm very grateful to be, you know, feeling like I'm on the other side of that journey now. We all have our what do I want to say, we all have our spaces where there might be, you know, niggles about ourselves, but I really learned to love the aspects of myself that is not the usual within me, inside, outside, mentally and otherwise. I adore being an Aquarius sun, moon and rising. Like, I adore being myself now. I feel very, very grateful to be me, and I genuinely wouldn't want to be anyone else. There might be aspects of self where I'm like, oh gosh, like I wish that I could do this or do that, or, you know, have a little bit more of this or a little bit more of that, and really see that in other people and praise that in other people. But I genuinely wouldn't change a single thing about me. And at a certain point in my life, I wouldn't even be able to think that. I wouldn't have been able to journal that out. So to be able to say that to myself in the mirror and genuinely mean it, I've come a long way. So that's encouragement to anyone. If you would like support, you know, in that space of understanding, if you would like to have conversations about that, I'm more than happy to share my journey with you, because it's been a long road and I've learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about what came from the structures of being a 90s baby. Do we all remember when a size 0 was the thing? Ugh, like there was just so much trauma that was just waiting to be engulfed by those susceptible. And I feel like that is what happened on my life path. I took upon a lot of this energy that was just out in the collective sphere, and I took it in as mine. I feel like that was part of my journey. So yeah, I have a lot of expansive views about what I think is happening in the world and why, and how it affects us. But my journey is everyone else's journey. So I know that I healed this within self to help others heal too. And I met some people along the way, you know, we were very much mirrors to one another. And yeah, I'll always be grateful to have those souls that help me see myself deeper and clearer and help me heal ever deeper in that space also. But I feel like that's coming into a landing, everyone. I'm not sure how this is going to go this week, because I'm going to be in a different location too. So I will come back to this when it feels aligned. I don't necessarily feel like this is going to be a part 2 or part 3 this week, but there might be more messages. I feel like there's there's something that I can't quite reach for you all yet, because I think you're still coming into a grounding space for some with this Mercury retrograde energy. And I think we do have Saturn. It's either Saturn or Neptune. I should have looked it up before sitting down. I also feel something else and I said the same thing. But there's something about these retrogrades that are very, very potent. I'm being drawn to this character here. So I'm sharing that in case that's something. And I also found this Pleiadium sticker today, and I had a reading last week or maybe the week before, and I kept getting tripped up on Pleiadium because I kept saying Pleiadian as in the star system. But then I found this today, which is a Pleiadium, and it's got a figure on there of a image that I put on Instagram, which I'll tag in also the description today, sorry, no, in the community post today, because yeah, there's something about this like fairy-like figure that I put on the Don't Blame Yourself post. And that post is about releasing lower emotions, you know, grief, guilt, sadness, shame. And that's not to say they're lower because they are bad, but they keep us in a low vibration, and they're things to work through and move through, as opposed to holding on to. Of course, grief is as such its own journey and so deep, so go easy with self, but there is something about letting the deeper emotions leave. And I found this twig too, which in the Witch's Runes is the feminine energy, and I found a lot of feathers today. This beautiful feather that has some brown aspects here. It literally looks painted. I wish that the camera could pick it up more. And there was also a black and white feather that I can't find right now, but I will put that in the community post too, because this yin and yang energy, masculine and feminine energy, keeps stepping forward and is wanting to be looked at and worked through, and specifically now. So if you're deep within that space, know that you're doing it not just for yourself but the collective. So it might be pretty heavy, it might be feeling very loaded, so just be aware of that. Have grace with yourself and with others, and the Ho'oponopono practice is always amazing. I've had it in the description for some time. There's many versions of it. There is also a version of my own voice doing it too somewhere, so if you would like to receive that, put that in the description. I will tag that as well. But I think that's all for today, everyone, and I'll be back real soon. Take care.